Good evening. Good evening. I hope everybody is having a peaceful, safe day, safe Friday, TGIF. I am Shannon Hughes, your host of the See Us podcast, brought to you by The Narrative Justice. If I sound tired, it's because I am. It's late and it's Friday and it's been raining all week, so all of my energy is out the way. And typically we're not here this late or on Fridays, but we definitely had to do this emergency broadcast. We learned today one of our Pittsburgh community heavy hitters, Miss Saundra Cole, and her family is going through something that is not even unimaginable. I was going to say unimaginable, but unfortunately it's not unimaginable. It's just horrifying, quite frankly. So we wanted to make sure we took some time out this evening so that their family can share what's going on for awareness, first of all, and hopefully for some accountability for their family and what they're dealing with. So we're going to get to that really quick. But before we get there, I always want to give honor and love and respect to Leroy Powell. Leroy was 15 years old in 2014. He lost his life. He was a witness to an attempted murder turned infanticide. He was giving a witness statement, and his witness statement was played on the 11 o'clock news. This 15-year-old boy completely exposed, he and his mother. And several days later, he was murdered. Now that's directly the responsibility and the fault of our local news, who didn't value his life, right? So it's always important that we hold our local media accountable for the ways they show up in our community. Is always, because like the life and death is in the power of the tongue, right? Like, so we definitely have to hold local media accountable, but definitely honor, love, and respect to Leroy. I'm not going to go through everything. I want to make sure I get Miss Son up here as soon as possible so that the family can share with you all what's going on. So I'm gonna bring her up. Auntie Son. Hey, how you doing?
I'm in the trench. It's a bitter pill right now, but I'm in the trenches, but I got faith and I believe, but I just wanted to bring the situation to the forefront because I feel like I'm at my wit's end. So usually when it's like that, I have to bring my people in.
Most definitely. I definitely feel that, and I always appreciate you. You are not one to be silenced at all. Like when there's something that ain't right in community or there's something that ain't right, you're the first one to say no. And I always loved and appreciated that about you. So before we get too far into it, can you tell us what's going on?
So what's going on right now is and I just want to say this is really a personal family situation, but it's so big that I just want to make sure that I share this information with people because it's real. And I know that anytime God puts you through something, there's a reason for it. But this situation right here, I don't know how many people seen the movie I Care a Lot. This situation here is basically similar to that. And what had happened was my mother, she lived with my younger sister. She lived with my younger sister for a while now. So My mom, she has COPD. So every now and again, she'll what is it called, aspirate, or I mean with the COPD, and like she chokes off her food. But years ago, my mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, which I really feel as though she was misdiagnosed at the time because my brother had got killed. My younger brother had got killed. And I believe that brought all my mother's trauma that she had through all her life. I feel like her worst nightmare hit her like a ton of bricks at that time. So when we took her to the doctors, not knowing her trauma or what she's been through all her life, they just see the after effects of what she's going through now. So when we took her to the doctors in 2012, they were searching around to figure out, like what was going on at the time, because she was losing her memory a little bit, and going through what she was going through. And 2014, me, my sister, and my aunt, we took her to this doctor whose name is Bruce Rollman, who's a medicine doctor over there at Montefiore Hospital. We took her to him. And when we took her to him, his exact words were what was, well, she's only going to get worse from here. So, what are y'all going to do? So we said, well, we want to take care of her the best of our ability. You know what I mean? And at that time, she was staying with my sister at that time. So she's been staying with my sister. So this last time she goes to the hospital. She goes to the hospital back in March. And, my sister, she says, I can't do it no more. I can't do it no more. It's too much for me, hearing my mom breathe differently or whatever the reason was, her dealing with her own personal life and stuff. You know what I mean? So I said, well, I'll take mom. You know what I mean? I'll do whatever I got to do. You know what I mean? Because it ain't like we didn't help her with my mom. So I said, I'll take mom. So at first she was like, okay, you know what I mean? So the next thing I know, she's saying, I'm going to ask my Aunt Juanita and my Aunt Teresa to be a part, to come with her. So I'm like, well, what are you asking them to come with you for? You know what I mean? Because they're not her siblings, they're her sisters. You know what I mean? They're her sisters. Yeah, they're her siblings. They're not her children. So when so we had that call the next day with the hospital, and it was my Aunt Juanita, my Aunt Teresa, the doctors, my sister, and me, and they was already in the conversation. I got in late, so when I got in late, I'm thinking, I can say, well, I'll take Ma. I agreed to take Ma, but at that time I was full because everything was already set in stone. She had already called the nursing home, ready to put my mom in the nursing home. Didn't consult with my brother Tyrone or my brother Terrence. It was just her saying she wanted my mom to go to the nursing home. Now, mind you, she is primary. When we go to the hospital, like if we take my mom to the hospital, she's the primary, I'm the secondary. You know what I mean? Because at the time she lived with my mom. You know what I mean? So, okay, I was fine with that. I don't care nothing about that. But in the meantime, in between time, I already had my own paperwork for his power of attorney. You know what I mean? So when she took her to the nursing home, I went and got my mom. Like within 24 hours, I went and got my mom from the nursing home. And I started putting everything in place for as 24-hour care, social workers coming in. She didn't have a nebulizer, because when we got her from the nursing home, they gave us the medicine to put in the nebulizer, but they didn't give us a nebulizer machine. So I called that office, the doctor's office, and I asked the office to provide a nebulizer, and they told me that I would have to bring my mom in. So what I did, I made an appointment. I took my mom in on April 12th. I talked to a doctor named Dr. Andrea Carter. I asked her if she can prescribe my mom occupational therapy, which she never, ever, ever had. speech therapy, and physical therapy, because she never had these things. Even though my sister took care of her all these years, the only time my mom would go to the hospital is if she had an episode of the COPD or something like that there. But she never went for eye checkup, never went for ear checkup, never went for a physical. Like, she just merely existed at this time and while with my sister, you know what I mean? So when I, like I said, I went and got my mom. I didn't have anything for her. Dr. Andrea Carter, she prescribed my mom everything that I asked her to prescribe my mother. And she said, you know, what can it hurt? It can't hurt nothing. So I'm gonna prescribe it. If they prescribe some and don't prescribe the other stuff, she said, we'll try a different way. You know what I mean? But what would it hurt? And I said, I agree, you know. So I asked her also for a nebulizer for my mother. I asked her for a wheelchair with a seatbelt for my mother. And I also asked her for a potty chair for my mom, so that she can, you know, go to the bathroom. So her PCP doctor, who is Dr. Bruce Rollman, this doctor right here, I'm going to show y'all. This is the doctor who is denying my mom's services. He denied her all the services that I wanted to put in place for her. And it's basically like now, you know, he's agreeing, and he's questioning my paperwork far as my power of attorney paperwork. And now my mom is in a hospital because I had to take her back to the hospital because she had a flare up. So I took her back to the hospital. This is after I got her out the nursing home. When I took her back to the hospital, so now that was April 22nd that we took her back. Well, my mom been in there ever since. And they're saying that they're questioning my power of attorney papers, first and foremost. They're going based off of everything that my sister is saying. They're not listening to my brother, who is sitting right here, and he told them that I would want my mom to go and reside with my let's show you my brother.
How you doing?
Tell him what you do.
Yes. When she called me, she said, "What do I prefer?" I said, "Well, I prefer for her to be with my sister instead of the hospice. That's what I prefer, because I don't like that. But I prefer it. I'm just trying to figure out how one little young lady can be president over 3 people. That's my question. How could one little girl, that's the youngest, preside over 3 older people?
Brothers and sisters.
I'm 20-something years older than her. That's my baby. I'd rather for her to be at my sister's house. That's all I'm saying. And we're going to take care of her. Oh, don't worry about that. When she goes, she go. But I don't want her to go in no hospice. No, who is stronger than that? That's all I'm asking you, miss. I don't want no smoke. You hear me? I'm just saying. Hey, smile, girl. Hey, smile, girl. Hey, listen. That's all I'm saying. She gonna be all right.
But we want the services to come here. We want the service. Yeah, we're asking for the services to be here. You know what I mean? For her to come to this house and let us love all over her. You know what I mean? Because they're saying that we can't go in no, we can't go into the nursing home. You know, once she get in there, my mom ain't never been no loner. Never. My mom always had love around her. Always. You know what I mean? So I don't know what the doctors got out of denying my mom the services and stuff. Like she qualified for those services. You see what I'm saying? And I'm saying if she had those services, she wouldn't have went down so quick. You know, because she went down quick. You know what I mean? But when she was here, when we brought her here, You see these little ones? I swear, I can't. They just walking back and forth. But them is the ones that be here loving all over her. You know what I mean? Giving her hope and stuff. You know, we got her set up. I'm gonna flip this camera. Let me flip this camera to show you that we had her set up. Wait a minute. I wanted to turn that camera around. How do I do that?
No, they're not.
Wait a minute. Papoose, how do I turn the camera around? Because I want to show them
I don't know if you can switch your camera on.
the bed and everything.
It's folded up like
We on a
this,
laptop,
Mom.
huh? Yeah.
So, okay.
Just turn it and you don't have a long time.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. So we had her bed. Her bed is, I can't do it, Shadi, you do it. Show her. We had her bed. We had everything is set up. Everything, like her bed, her potty chair right here. You know what I mean? Her medicines, her everything. We had everything here. You know what I mean? For her to come here and show her these pictures. Okay, come out here. And these are family pictures when she was home. You know, my grandchildren loving all over. You know, that was her when she was over my sister's house up there. So I don't know. I don't know what the point is why they don't want my mom to come home. But I feel like it's a conspiracy at this point now, because now they're trying to not pay attention to. She had 4 siblings. You know what I mean? She had 4 children. Yeah, she had 4 children. You know what I mean? And they're only getting an opinion of 1. So right now we're seeking help to try to figure out how do we get help, an attorney, somebody, but we need justice in this situation. We definitely need justice.
Tell them about the hospital. Tell them about the hospital going to court trying to become guardian over her.
Oh yeah, so we had a conversation on the. So they called me. They called me once. My mom had went back to the hospital. We had a family talk, but my brother Tyke wasn't on the phone. But the social worker Debbie Miller said, "Oh, she was like, yeah, we spoke with Tyrone, and he said that he would prefer her to be with you, you know." But it was also like they disregarded that, even though they said it, they disregarded it. You know, so
the hospital is taking on jurisdiction that they don't have.
Yeah, so now the hospital want to take on the jurisdiction that they don't have. So what they're saying to me is, if I fight, if they take my mom to the nursing home and I fight it, they're going to order her to the state. So that's
the hospital taking over guardianship.
And the hospital's taking over guardianship at this point.
Wow, that's a lot. A couple questions. When you say that this doctor was denying her care, is that in conjunction with the person Angela that you said you asked for the occupational therapy and such? Is he not signing off on those things, or is it something else?
Anything, like I said, he didn't. Okay, can you hear me? He didn't give my mom anything. He denied everything. He denied her a bed. I had to get a bed from
the hospital ordered it.
I had to, yeah.
The doctors at the hospital ordered it. The care doctors ordered all this.
Andrea, yeah, she ordered everything, and he denied everything that we ordered. He denied it. Dr. Bruce Rollman denied everything that we asked for my mom. Everything. And then I called him, and I do have him on a recording.
Medicare approved 24-hour services.
Medicare. So, yeah, Medicare, they had approved us. We had all the services in place when we got my mom. We had all of them.
And still do.
And still have all those services in place for when she come home.
And we asked we requested for her to be released today. And
there you go, Pastor Love. Go ahead.
Well, what the hospital originally said was, we have a concern about her care at home when she come here. And they didn't want her to come here unless they were sure that she was safe. So they said the main thing that we want to have is 24-hour service care for her. So we the family went and got her Medicare waiver. The Medicare waiver, allowed her to get 24-hour service care for any service provider that the family choose. Now that is in place. So there's no reason for the hospital to deny her to come here, because when she comes, she will have 24-hour services paid for through her Medicare. So that's what the bedding and everything she needs is all covered through her Medicare and Medicaid, 100%. So that's everything. So there's no reason for denial. The point is that Dr. Roman is a very racist. He's racist and he's biased. He want to play God over Miss Peggy's life. He doesn't like this side of the family because we're going against what he diagnoses 9 years ago and now. So we asked the leading doctor today that's at the hospital, the lead doctor on the floor, what is her diagnosis? Why is she in the hospital right now? And he honestly said that there is no diagnosis that causes her to be in the hospital this time. That the only reason she's there is because of dispute that the Dr. Roland and Brittany is raising over her coming here at this home. There's no diagnosis. She should not be in the hospital. She's not being treated for anything. She's laying there in the hospital. She's not on any machinery. She's not on any IVs or anything else. And she's deteriorating. They do not give her any type of physical therapy. The only time she get out of that bed is when Saundra go there and give her exercise and walk her to from the bathroom. Other than that, she lays there. So there's no reason why, no medical reason why she should be in a hospital, other than the doctor doesn't want her to get it, and they fighting with Brentley to get it against their other three children. So that's where we're at right now, and we need an attorney. We need someone who will come pro bono or whatever. We can pitch in. We need a good attorney to take this case, and we ask.
So Pastor Love, I want to ask really quickly, Auntie Son, Miss Saundra, what reason is the doctor giving for denying the services and also denying her release? Although, I mean, I understand this battle between you all and the doctor and your sister, but I'm wondering what is his reason for denying the services that you all had requested and have lined up for her?
She's too. Wait a minute. No, I'm trying to unmute it.
You're good. Yeah.
Okay. What he's saying is that she's incompetent. There's no hope. There's nothing.
There's no medical reason.
She's incompetent to therapy?
And it's crazy, sis, because when she was here, we was feeding her, we would put it in her hand and say, "Ma, put it to your mouth." And she put it to her mouth. You know what I mean? And it's like we took 10 steps forward and got knocked back 10 steps or 11 steps. You know what I mean? Because she was doing so good. And I want to show the pictures. I want to show a picture from yesterday. You know, and it's disturbing. It's very, very disturbing to see this picture. It hurts me to even show this picture because of my mom's condition and how she's deteriorating, laying in this bed like, this ain't my mom. Like, and she don't look like she's ready to go nowhere. You feel me? She's always been a fighter. Like, she don't look like death is on her. You know, she don't. She look like long as she's getting taken care of, she can live. My mother's 74. My mom's only 74 years old, man. That's it. And all I want to do is bring my mother home. If she took her last breath the minute after I got her out of there, so be it. At least she ain't by herself. And that's my main point. She ain't got to go by herself because she got too many people out here loving her, want her to be here. You know what I mean? I mean, when I didn't come home with her the other week, the dog looking, going to the bed, sniffing, like, where's she at? You know what I mean? Every time I see my grandchildren, gee, what's up with Nana? She coming home? You got her? You know what I mean? Like, no, my mom's, she's a matriarch of our family. You know what I mean? We would try to go over and visit her over my sister's house. You got to make appointments. You know what I mean? You got to work around her schedule. You know what I mean? She locks her in the bedroom. You know what I mean? Like, that's what she do. She was locking my mom in the bedroom. She didn't let her out. You know what I mean? Her and her children would go about their business. You know what I mean? And my mom would be left in the house when she could have had services, like she could have had nurses' aides. They could have paid for these people to come in. Every service that I had put in place, she could have had put in place. And she didn't. She ain't have none of that service. She ain't had no physical therapy coming in, checking on my mom. She didn't have no occupational therapy. My mom qualified for all these services.
Go back to the hospital.
You know, and again, you know what I mean? Like, going over to that hospital, I mean, it's, and I can't bring her home. Like, they're going to bring charges against me if I take my mother.
Can you explain that part again? I just want to make sure I understand, and I really think it's important for you to underscore what's going on with that. Can you explain that part again for me, please?
For as her still being in the hospital?
Charges.
Or the charges?
The charges.
The charges. So they're questioning my power of attorney papers, which was signed in 2018. They're telling me that my mom wasn't competent enough in 2018 to give me permission to be the power of attorney. So now they're saying that that I falsified the paperwork. But in 2019, when my sister took her to the hospital, and they said that my mom said that my sister could be the primary caretaker and I can be secondary. But I didn't understand that because in 2018, she wasn't competent enough. But in 2019, she was able to say that my sister was primary and I'm secondary. But see, where I think they put their foot in their mouth is because they shouldn't have never took my mom to a nursing home without consulting with my other brothers. That was the problem. And well, I was on the phone when they consulted with me. I said no, but they didn't consult with my other brothers and they just took her to a nursing home. And I said no, and I waited till all of that stuff happened because I wanted to see just how far my sister was going to go. I always had the power of attorney papers, but I wanted to see just how far she really was going to go because my mom been good to that girl. Excuse me. My mom been good to that girl. You hear me? My mom been very good to her and them children. And if you got a personal issue that you're dealing with in your life, go on about your business and give my mother to me. Give her here. And that's where I stand at in this situation. But something has to happen with that doctor. because now they're looking at me like I'm in the wrong. I'm not in the wrong. And you already know I ain't going out without a fight. And if I fought for 18 years for a man, you know what I'm going to do for my mother. Because guess what? You can have many husbands, many children, but you only get one mother. One. And that's all I got is my mother. So I'm going to fight tooth and nail about whatever. However, whatever I need to do, I'm gonna do it. So I'm reaching out to y'all because your sister need help. Period.
There's other members also here. That's just joining with Saundra. My brother's here.
Yeah, my brother. Introduce yourself, Papu.
There's other members of the family here.
My name is, hello everybody. I'm James. I'm Saundra's son, Miss Peggy's grandson.
Other members here ready to stand in for her.
That's my Uncle Tyke, y'all met.
Hello? Hey, listen, I just want to say one thing, okay? Okay, my sister, my younger sister that took care of my mom, I don't disrespect nothing she did. You understand what I'm saying? Until now. She did the right thing. She took care of mom better than me. And I'm much older. But my whole thing is, I don't want her in no hospice.
Nursing.
Or no, whatever you call it. I just don't want her in there. She be all right here. Hey, well taken care of. That's my whole point. Do you understand me? That's all I want. I just don't want her to know. Come on, they don't care. She be well taken care of right here, and I'm 10 minutes away. That's all I'm saying. Thank you. Hey, be down at the casino tonight.
Hello, I'm Sade. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm pretty good. Yeah, I just think that she has, too much love around her to be in a nursing home. You know what I mean? And like my mom said, the main thing is if she was to go today or tomorrow, that that she's around love, that she know that she's loved, that she know that she didn't, she wasn't by herself. You know what I mean? So I think that's all of our main concern at this time. Like she shouldn't be in a nursing home. She got too much family. There's just no way that she should have to be in a nursing home.
The next person.
So
Granddaughter?
I'm Saundra's daughter. This is my oldest brother, Chris.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good. How you?
I'm good. I'm Christian. I'm the oldest, the first grandson.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And you are?
I'm Shannon Hughes. I'm the host of this show here. I just want to make sure we shed light on what's going on with your grandmother.
Okay. All right. Well, I just feel as though if we have all this caring family that's around, that the nursing home is the last resort. That's like when you don't have no family, or that's not even, to me, it's like not even a conversation. I don't even know what type of, you know what I mean? Like if she has willing family that is willing to be there, then that's like, you know what I mean, the last resort. So I really don't have too much to say because it's like, it's almost like common sense. You know what I mean? And I know 100% fact, regardless of whatever, I know that that's not what my grandma would want. She's always been a people person. Ever since I was a kid, I always remember somebody at the house, and not just family. It's always somebody there. So I know that for a fact that that's the last place that she would, you know what I mean? Regardless of whatever they sang or whatever the case may be, that's the last thing that she would want. I know that for a fact.
And we can't go in there if she go there.
Yeah, you're right. Like y'all got a lot of love in that house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And honestly, just me, just being around and just seeing her, it's a big difference when she's around, the love and everything, versus when she's not. You know what I mean? Like you could tell, because it's like she's trying to come back, because you know what I mean. And if and all of this keep taking her away and then bringing her back, like where they're not giving us a, you know what I mean? Like, but every time she's around, it's like she'll start answering to her name. You know what I mean? Just little things that you know that it's there. It just has to be sparked back up, because the man is like it's the craziest thing. So all the information that she got, it's not gone. It's there. It just has to be, you know what I mean? So even just the eating and the things that we eat, and just just even when it comes to like an elephant, if you think about it, an elephant is known for his memory, but what also is an elephant known for? Eating peanuts. So just certain different things that we will get, you know what I mean? Like, it don't make no sense to me, honestly. So, but I appreciate you for this, and you know what I mean, hearing us out. I really do appreciate you for that.
Most definitely. Definitely. Thank you for standing up for your grandma, you know?
Yep, no doubt. No doubt. Thank you again.
Absolutely. So I just want to point out, so thank you so much, Auntie Son, for, you know, sharing your beautiful family. As you, of course, I know you, I know Poos. What's up? Chris says hello. My husband, Chris, says hello. But you know, it's super important, like what you all are showing us here, right? Like, you know, like you got a whole house full of folks who are not only wanting to care for your mother, y'all are ready. Not only do y'all have the equipment at home, you also have the supportive services lined up. You have everything that you need. And for some reason, your mother has been held at UPMC Montefiore hospital, which it's a strange thing, right? You know, like and to your son's point, if she didn't have those support systems, then that would make sense. If you all weren't willing to take her in, then that would make sense. I understand your younger sister being overwhelmed, like that happens. But she also has several other siblings and grandchildren who are willing and wanting to care for your mother. So I'm not understanding why a medical professional would aid in that or be a part of that. Like, that doesn't sound ethical to me the way that I'm hearing it. I'm not sure why UPMC Montefiore would be participating in this.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what a good friend doctor of mine's told me. Because I told her that I told that doctor that he's not God. And she said I stepped on his ego. Now, that's what she told me. I stepped on his ego. So by me saying that, you know what I mean, he want to show, and he want to show who got the power.
And I just want to reiterate what you had said about your power attorney being signed in 2018 and them saying, well, she wasn't competent to sign it. However, in 19? She was able to give your younger sister her primary care, and they accepted that. So I just want to make sure that we underscore that happened, and the inconsistency, like the clear inconsistency of that. So Ms. Son, Auntie Son, what is it that your family needs? Like, how can people like tangibly support you? I know y'all had said attorneys, legal support. Is there anything else that we could do to pour into y'all, to support y'all? What can we do to support you all in your family, getting your mother home?
I would challenge people to call a hospital and talk to and with this doctor's information and ask him why is he
removed from
we want. And so this is the doctor, and understand that we do have an appointment set up for another PCP, but we can't take her because she's not with us. You know what I mean? We have to have her, you know, to take her to that to the doctor's appointment. But this is the doctor here.
And we want him removed.
And we want him removed off of her case ASAP, like immediately. So we would need them. We would need people to call, like pressure call, like pressure call. That's the number there, and demand answers.
Say the number out loud.
And the number is 412-692-4888.
And ask for him to be removed from the
And we want him to be removed from my mom's case, Peggy Cole.
Yeah.
We want him off her case. And again, like I said, she has an appointment next Wednesday, but we would have to have her. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to, and they got paperwork in their legal department. What they're trying to do is discredit my power of attorney papers to make her power of attorney, so that when they put her in a nursing home, when they put her in a nursing home, ain't nobody got no say. So that's what they're trying to do at this point.
I gotta speak to her.
So I'm clear, and so we're all clear. What's going on is from what Ms. Saundra just said is that it sounds like the hospital and your sister is trying to essentially usurp your authority as power of attorney, so that when they put her in the nursing home, that you and your brothers cannot fight back. So as a reminder, the doctor who is behind all of this is Bruce Rollman of UPMC Montefiore. The number is 412-692-4888. 4888. Yeah, okay, that's enough eights. So anybody, like, if you got time, if you pissed off at your siblings or the neighbor and you want to take it out on somebody, I would use that energy and redirect it into UPMC Montefiore. Give that number a call and demand that they remove Bruce Roman from Peggy Cole's case so that she can get the care that she needs, which is back home with her family. This is not a game. This is not, unfortunately, it's not uncommon. It's definitely not uncommon, but this cannot continue to be the standard. And I cannot help but to think about, what's the hospital in Hazelwood or the senior home? Is it Franklin Regional? No. What is it?
Kane Hospital. John Kane.
Yeah, so I can't help but to think about Kane Regional, I think, hospital. And we are still in a pandemic. Like, we are still very much in a pandemic. And remember how they were really, really quiet about all of those folks who were losing their lives at that very hospital? Like, so I don't understand why there would be such a push to keep this woman in this facility when there is a home for her. There is a home for her. So the doctor's name, again, is Bruce Roman. He's at UPMC Montefiore. The number there is 412-692-4888. If you can give them a call and demand that they remove him from Peggy Cole's case so that their family can get their mother back, get their grandmother back, get their sibling back, their loved one back, because she has a home. She has people to care for her. So Auntie San, did you have anything else you want to say before you cut out? How can people get in contact with you?
So my information is Saundra Cole-McKamey, and my email is poorlaw@gmail.com. Again, poorlaw, POORLAW @gmail.com. And my phone number is 412-670-8421. And my mom wasn't at Kane Hospital, sis. She was at Bethel Park Manor. And that's, it sounds like Richie, but doing research on them, they have a very high number of COVID cases.
They had 4 when we went there.
Yeah, I've been there.
4 was coming in.
They had 4 people coming in.
They had 4 people diagnosed with.
When we went to go get my mom, but the day before, I asked the lady how many cases came in that day, and they said 5. So my beautiful queen, I would ask that the people who's watching this. Oh, and again, I seen they asked if we had a lawyer. We don't have one, but we are in need of one. But I want to say to everyone watching this that we appreciate y'all, man. And I appreciate Sister Shannon, and I appreciate Sister Nisi for taking their time out this evening to do this emergency broadcast for us. And they knew how important this was to us. And they're, so I want to make sure that I acknowledge that we appreciate y'all taking y'all time doing this for us.
Amen.
Real rap. And I pray something come out of this. And I know that it will, because it's just God's will. You know what I mean? But we had to get it out here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you all for always standing up. Auntie Son, thank you for always being a giant in the community. And if you don't know Miss Son Cole, if you don't know Miss Son Cole, she is a force to be reckoned with. So I ain't surprised at all that y'all out here fighting for your mother. And as she had mentioned earlier, she fought, 17, 18 years to get Terrell Johnson out of prison. Shout out to Terrell and Teron Jenkins. He was wrongfully convicted of murder that he did not commit, and he was down for 17 years. They fought and they got him out. So like, if you don't know what type of force this woman is, you need to know what type of force this woman is. So again, Auntie Son and her family, the Cole family, are attempting to get their mother, their grandmother back home so that they can care for her properly, love on her properly. The doctor who is hindering that process is Bruce Roman of UPMC Montefiore. We're asking that you call Montefiore at 412-692-4888 and demand that they remove him from her case. We're not understanding why he's standing in the way of this person receiving the best care she possibly can. And we know the best care a person can get is with family and community. We know that. Like, we know that medically, we know that. So I don't understand why anyone would stand in the way of the best medical care a person can get when you are a medical doctor. So we want to make sure that they receive the support that's needed to get their mother home. You can contact Ms. Son you can email her at poorlaw@gmail.com, or you can call her at 412-670-8421. Please send legal help. Please definitely pray, give it up for the ancestors, look out for this family, do whatever it is that you can to make sure that this family is looked after. This is our family. These are our community people. We want to make sure that we're taking care of each other, because if it can happen to her, it can definitely happen to you. And I'm quite sure it's happened to many of us. We just didn't have a platform to speak on it. As you all know, and if you don't know, the purpose of this podcast is so that we are shedding light on the invisible voices, right? The people who are silenced and erased for situations just like this, because otherwise we wouldn't know anything about it. And UPMC is good at sweeping things under the rug. I want to shout out Brandy Blackman. She was on the show some months ago fighting for her daughter, with WIPIC, Western Psych. She needed supportive services for her daughter. And very similarly, she had all of the things in line. She had the insurance, she had all of the things, but for some reason they were not giving her daughter the necessary support she needed, which was life-threatening, was life-threatening neglect for her. And thankfully, after she came on the show, after she made some noise, she all of a sudden got the support she needed. All of a sudden. So don't ever think that your voice isn't powerful. Your voice is absolutely powerful. Narrative is the most powerful tool that we have. Use it, use it, use it. Don't let anybody else take your narrative. Don't let anybody else take your voice. And as much as possible, we should always be amplifying each other's stories, each other's experiences, each other's voices, because that's where the power is. Make no mistake, the power is absolutely in the people. And it's the way that we exercise our voices. So one last time, I want to make sure that we hammer this in. If you got time, anytime between Monday, Friday, call on the weekend. It's a hospital. They're always open. I want you all to reach out to UPMC Montefiore. Their number is 412-692-4888. The doctor who is hindering this process, who is keeping this mother away from her children and her grandchildren, is Bruce Roman. He's at UPMC Montefiore. The number is 412-692-4888. Give them a call. Let them know that you are demanding that he be removed from her case so that this mother can receive the care that's needed, right? Actual care, which is home with her family. And that's all we got for today. Thank you all for tuning in. Please share it everywhere you can possibly share it. Give that man a call. Hit up Auntie Son. Hit up the Cole-McKamey family. Pray for them. Pray for us, and look out for your people.